Disaster looms at Adanse Agrava in the Adanse South District of the Ashanti region as school children study in a dilapidated structure. According to the headmaster, Frederick Jikunu, who spoke to JoyNews Alfred Amo during the 20th anniversary celebration of the school, successive governments over the years have failed to renovate the facility.
Today be a special day to aggravate the basic and the community as a whole. We are celebrating our 20th anniversary simply because the school assault got 20 years now. So we have a lot of problems or challenges that we are facing in the school. One is our school building. We don't have any good structure for the school. From class 2 up to the JHS 3, none of these classes is having a proper classroom. So we are appealing to the government so that he will come and establish or put up a good or comfortable classroom for the people in such a way that things will be well with the people. And the structure that we are seeing now, it has a negative effect on the side of the people. Such is that whenever it is going to rain, we need to close the people when it is not yet time. So for that, it has gone a long way to affect the study of the people. So government, we are appealing to you and the district assembly as well. Come to our aid so that things will be in a better way.
And some school children shared their challenges with JoyNews.
We need school. Our school building is not good. Even when it is raining, we can't sit here. When it is raining, the air takes some waters and our boots wet. So we pleaded the government to build our school for us.
We don't have building. Always, if it is raining, it beats us. And if it's no time to close, we just even close. On our blackboard, chalkboards, we don't have chalkboards to write on it. Even textbooks, that's problems are going to be facing.
The problem facing our school, we don't have, if you look at our school building, we don't have building, even though when it is raining, we go home. When it is raining, we go home. When it is not closing time, even though we don't have a urinal or toilet, we beg the DCE and the NP and the government to help us.
How they say here, you see a pattern yet says class 6 ne class 5. Saying so top guy just say near men free and send your coffee. Yes, lab by some lamb boy.
Meanwhile, the Odikro of the community, Nana William Dossi, also backed calls for the school to be renovated to forestall any calamity.
Our school is 20 years now, and we don't get any help from the government. So we are begging them. Once you have come here, we are begging them to come and help us to build the school buildings for us, because we are in structure. We are in the structures. So when it is raining, then we have to dispatch the school children to their homes. So we are begging the government to come and help us in our school. Likewise, our road from Agravi to Hidim is very, very bad. So when it rains, we can't go and we can't come. So we want them to come and help us to make our road beautifully for us. Yes.
Here in Accra, the police have commenced investigations into an alleged rape and assault case of a 19-year-old house help by her Lebanese boss at Airport Hills. The incident happened around Saturday 5 p.m. when the suspect, Haddad Rabi, allegedly directed the victim to the kitchen to prepare him some coffee and then ultimately then to take a bath. An officer at the airport police, where the suspect had initially been sent, is said to have attempted an amicable settlement of the matter by arranging some financial compensation for the victim. The police have, however, denied this. JoyNews' Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
I'm currently here at the police hospital where a DNA test is being conducted on both the suspect and then the victim. I'm here purposely also to meet the father of the victim. Can you narrate to us exactly what happened to your daughter? I've met the father of the victim at the police hospital here in Accra. He looks very tired from the many rounds he had to do since his attention was drawn to the incident. He waits outside on one of the chairs here as the daughter goes through the medical test at the hospital. The victim's father alleges this latest incident is the fourth time her daughter was raped by her Lebanese boss.
Maybe 2 weeks ago, then my doctor has told me about the place he's working. Say in the workplace from Lebanese man, say the Lebanese man they worry her, make sex plus her, but you know I agree. After this week, Thursday, the man forced her to sleep with her. Second day, last Saturday. Then the man forced her. They make you prepare coffee, give him. Then the girl prepared the coffee, give to him. He said, don't like the coffee. Say, you want make sex plus. My doctor said, no, go agree. Then he hold on by force. The girl to existed to go, then he give him blow for her, then he slap him before he get the girl to make sex plus her.
The airport police were accused of not following the standard operating procedures for rape cases when the matter was first reported. But the airport divisional police commander Isaac Kwejo Asante has denied the allegation that police officers did not follow the right procedure at the airport police station. He says the first case that was reported there was assault. The issue of rape later came up at the East Legon police station.
That's an issue that we are investigating. Now, as I speak, I've invited the personnel at the airport and I'm interrogating them. But from what we heard from the victim and even the entries made at airport police station, the initial complaint was assault. The initial complaint was assault. That's what the first complaint he made at airport. The rape issue came here when he was referred to the doctor, and that was yesterday in the afternoon. So we've made a follow-up, and the white man has been arrested. We are investigating two cases. The first one that was lodged at airport police station, and the one that has been lodged here as a rape case against the Lebanese. Two cases, assault and a rape. And I was telling you the assault was first lodged at airport police station. But when the girl came here, he made another complaint of a rape.
Former Attorney General and Minister for Justice Marietta Briopon, who is lawyer for the victim, says she will ensure justice is served.
Definitely going to follow up on this to make sure that justice is done. We are fortunate to have caught this one early so that the investigation can be done properly. Very often by the time you become aware of a situation like this, time has elapsed, evidence is lost, and it becomes very difficult to follow up on it. That's why we are very keen on following up on this one to make sure that the proper investigation and proper prosecution is also done. Thank you. You're welcome.
We have to take you back to the Ashanti region, where the municipal chief executive for the Asokore Mampong municipality, Alidu Seidu, has dismissed calls for the closure of the Kumasi Academy Senior High School following the death of 3 students and admission of several others at the hospital. Mr. Seidu says students would stay on campus whilst education, health and security authorities investigate the cause of the death of 3 first-year students sent to the KNUST and Komfo Anache Teaching Hospitals. The assurance comes as health authorities await reports from blood samples of the deceased sent to the Noguchi Memorial Health Center. Ohiming Tewia has more.
3 out of 17 students who were admitted at Komfanochi and university hospitals died over the weekend. 6 have been treated and discharged, and 8 are still responding to treatment. It brings to 6 the number of students who have died in the school in the last 7 months. A similar situation earlier in March caused a near pandemonium when parents rushed to the school to take their wards home. Alhaji Alidu spoke to JoyNews after a closed-door meeting with school authorities and health officials. He says a permanent physician assistant has been posted to the school for early detection of any abnormal health condition in the interim. Authorities are also taking steps to facilitate a proposed health screening for students.
We had about 17 reported cases. 3 died, 14. 6 were discharged freely. Others are on admission, but they are responding to treatment. So as it is now, it's under control, if I may put it that way. A whole lot of thoughts coming from all angles. Others say scientific, others also say we should also look at other sources also. But we are just trying so hard to establish what has been the cause and how we can also deal with it. We've told them not to dismiss anybody, because once you get them dismissed, they will go home, nobody knows who will carry to the house. It will also cause an outbreak. It is not about Kumasi Academy, it's about Ghana. It is about Asokwaremampo municipality in general. So if you dismiss them today because they are in the school, nobody knows who will carry what at home, and that will also cause us problems.
Alhaji Alidu appealed to students, teachers and parents to remain calm while they await the Noguchi report.
Question to yourself about why meningitis. If it is, why not form 3s and 2s, but 1? Then it opens a new page and a new chapter for questioning.
The occultic chapter that will lead to
which is a possibility. Of course, as I'm speaking with you, the intelligence agencies are also on the ground. They've also taken up the matter. They are looking at it from that angle. As they are doing this, pastors will also be there to do this. We also fall on our imams to also do this.
Meanwhile, Alhaji Alidu has condemned an attack on reporter of Insura FM by some teachers of Kumaka. Auku Malik was manhandled and had his recorder seized in the ensuing attack by the teachers.
On behalf of the school, on behalf of the assembly and myself and the government, to apologize to the multimedia for such a thing. Sometimes you expect the unexpected, and we never had it in mind that such a thing will happen. So I condemn it and also apologize sincerely.
For the deplorable nature of roads in the Savalugu-Nanton municipality makes plying them an uphill task, with cars damaging at alarming rates. Many residents have now resorted to the use of tricycles. The impact on business in this part of Ghana is terrifying, the residents say. The situation is so dire, it affects every aspect of life, including healthcare. The journey to the district capital of Savalugu for healthcare, for example, is far from comfortable. In our continuous coverage of JoyNews agenda on roads, Northern Regional Correspondent Hashmin Mohammed travels to the Savalugu-Nanton municipality to assess roads in the area and has come through with this report.
This is Mwala Road in the Savalugu-Nanton municipality. There are about 15 farming communities linking this road to its neighboring district of Kombungu. About 3,000 farmers and traders live in these communities and use this road in each market day. It is a dusty road with lots of potholes. Drivers risk their cars skidding off the roads if extreme caution is not applied. The bad nature of the road has made many transport owners unwilling to ply the route, giving a full day for tricycle operators who park traders beyond the capacity of the tricycle. Motorists and drivers have complained about the effects the bad nature of the roads is having on their vehicles, which break down often, and how they are forced to make frequent trips to mechanics. Awudu Ali is a tricycle operator.
No car can plow this particular route, because if you attempt using your car on this particular route, within 2 years, everything will break down. Look at my motor king. We have been using it on it. It's not up to a year. It has been broken down. It shouldn't have been this state, but because of the state of the road, that is why it is broken, looking weak and very old. Using it on the potholes, almost everything will break down in the motor king.
Residents in the area say that dust emanating from the road and difficulty in accessing it with a motorbike or tricycle always make them sick.
The road is very dusty, and as usual, when they take patients to the hospital, due to the nature of the road, some people, the dust sometimes trigger their asthmatic, and sometimes, like, instead of a 5 minutes journey from my place to Savlugu, it usually tends to be at least 1 hour journey, which sometimes can lead to death on their way to the hospitals. And then it also, in a way, bring down, like, our market strategy.
A medical superintendent at the Savlugu Nanton Municipal Hospital, Dr. Samson Abankwa, tells Joy News many pregnant women in hard-to-reach communities in the municipality always arrive at the hospital with lots of complications as a result of the bad nature of the road.
Then when they are coming to the hospital, they can easily fall into RTA and they come in for treatments. So the road is having a toll on the health of the people.
And before we go, 5 months after President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo cut sword in the central region for what is supposed to be the first of his administration's many factories to be built under the One District, One Factory initiative across the country, there is not much to show for the factory. Well, the MPP government had promised during the 2016 election campaign that it will build a factory in each of the country's districts under the initiative. Though officials agree the first factory is yet to be built, they also explain it is only because they want to avoid the Commander episode where the town's sugar factory ran into some difficulty shortly after commissioning because it could not secure its raw materials for production. Richard Kwejonyakon has more.
On August 22 this year, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, launched government's One District, One Factory project with a promise to drive industrialization across the country. At a ceremony here at Ekumfi Nanaben in the central region, the President cut the sword for the construction of the first factory under the program. The Ekumfi Fruits and Juices Limited is expected to be completed in 2018 with a promise of creating over 4,000 direct jobs and additionally employ some 5,000 outgrowers. But 5 months down the line, the vast land continues to stare residents in the face.
If you say the project has started, maybe you are talking of the block over block. And that, I tell you, we are just about taking off. There's no problem with lack of funds. If you are drawing money to put up such a project, I'm sure the first thing you should do is your sustainability, and that's why you work on your, especially on your raw material. Especially if you have a project that if you say I should put it down, within 6-7 months, I will put up a factory and fix the machines. Where would the pineapple be? So I would prefer to start with my agro scheme, get my supplies, and then along the line put in place the factory. The project will take, as I mentioned, certain the machines itself will take between not more than 8 months to 6-7 months. Let's give ourselves some time.
Frederick Kobnakwa is the manager of the Ekumfi Fruits and Juices Limited. He's been explaining why the land has nothing on it. He tells Joy News management of the factory has learned from the Commander Sugar Factory experience and is doing the needful.
for us, Commander has been a learning curve. If you are putting up a factory of this magnitude, you would want to, first of all, be sure of your raw material supply. So, for example, what we have done while we were waiting for the funds to be drawn down was to start our outgrower scheme. We are altogether putting together about 5,000 outgrowers who are going to grow 2.5 acres each. Okay. Pineapple, as we know, has a gestation period of between 12 and 14 months. Putting up a factory, of course, this one is it comes in a prefab. Getting the machinery, we have done all of that. We have done the contacts and all of that. But then all of these takes just about 6 months. Pineapple itself takes between 12 to 14, sometimes 16 months. So if we are not careful and we want to see block over block, what we are going to have is a factory with machines sitting down and then waiting for pineapples. So taking the lesson of Commander, we thought that we should start our outgrower scheme first.
Outgrowers from Agona, Gomwa, Ekumfi and other adjoining districts that have subscribed to growing pineapples are expected to be the suppliers of pineapple to the factory beyond the main supplier of pineapples to the factory.
This project was initiated by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and he's taken it upon himself to come over to Ekumfi to cut the sod for the beginning of this project. You see, a person of that nature cannot lie to people because he promised Ghanaians that he's going to establish factories in each district. Why would he come here and lie to people? Everything is ready. The money has been released. In fact, the day we launched the project, I'm sure you all saw Exim Bank. The executive director himself was here and said he's going to support that project. He's going to give the funds, which is 7.7 million, to support the construction and everything, equipment and everything of this project. And the money has been released. The first tranche has been released, and the money is there. So I don't understand why people will go about saying all kinds of things. But the truth is that this project will come on.
Gifty Ohini Kuledu is the coordinator of Government One District, One Factory policy. She was a guest of honor at this year's Ekumfi Nanabin Abuachi Festival. She reveals Exim Bank has released all the monies earmarked for the project, while the Italian company that will oversee the construction of the factory is on site and getting ready for the physical project to start. The chiefs in the area at the festival encouraged the farmers to go into the cultivation of pineapple to feed the factory and also to boost their income. JoyNews visited some of the outgrower farms and can report the farmers have started planting the pineapple that will feed the factory. Richard Kwejonya-Akon, JoyNews, Ekumfi Nanabin.
And that's it for the news.